Welcome to your daily online strength coach podcast, Mother Sister's Dog, episode 23, Maintaining Strength on a Cut. Hello and welcome to episode 23. It is currently Sunday, the 25th of July, 2015. I'm recording this one in the morning, and I'm going to record another one this afternoon. We've got a couple of really good questions, so if you keep them coming, that'd be great. So really, the quality of the question, one, it stops me having to drag topics out of my arse or from the internet on a daily basis. I find talking around the topics quite easy. What I don't find so easy is coming up with the actual content itself, and that's where you guys, the listeners, come in. I think the questions that I've been getting have definitely been way better than some of the stuff I've been pulling off forums, or even some of the stuff where I've just kind of went off of myself and just recorded the episode. So today's question comes from PL700, and he left a comment under episode 21. Question goes: enjoying your obviously need more coffee. Enjoying your podcast, Mark. Thanks very much, lad. Appreciate all of the positive feedback. There has been quite a bit of positive feedback, so keep that coming as well, because it's great. Can you talk a bit about maintaining strength on a cut? I know you did a fairly big cut a while back using intermittent fasting. Any reflections on that? Stuff you do differently now, etc. Faz off Sugden. SugdenBarbell.com or .com, I think, or .co.uk, I can't remember. Forum that I posted on for about 3-4 years. Pretty good forum. Don't really post on it so much anymore. But yeah, there's some real good lifters on there, some good guys. So thanks for following the podcast, Faz, and thanks for the question. So this is kind of referring to 2012 when I got a phone call from the GB team manager. I think I got the phone call in like February or March, can't remember exactly, asking if I wanted to take part in the IPF World. I'd competed in the 105s the year previously. My goal was to qualify for the competition. It was the inaugural Classic, well, what is now called the Classic, but the Unequipped World, which was taking place in Stockholm. So I was, of course, I was like, fuck yes, I'd like to take part in the competition. The caveat was that he wanted me to compete at 93, because there weren't any lifters at that stage. Of course, that's not the case now, with the likes of Tom Martin kicking around. But at that stage, there weren't any lifters he thought were of a caliber to actually compete in the competition. So he thought that I was a small 105 and would be a big 93, was a rationale he could kind of build into it. So, of course, I said yes, but the problem at the time was I was like 114 kilos. So I had a bit of ways to go. I think I had 3 months for the cut. So I said yes. So I got that. Obviously, had a bit of a tight turnaround to lose what ended up being 12 or 13 kilos. So what I ended up doing was using intermittent fasting. If you don't know what intermittent fasting is, you basically you take the day and you say for 16 hours you don't eat, or some people will have like a protein shake or two during that time. Then you eat the vast majority of your calories within that kind of 8-hour window. So the way I kind of did it was I would just I would leave it till I just have one massive meal basically. Sometimes if it was at work, I might have like a protein shake, or like protein bar, protein shake, and a couple of bits and bobs as the first meal. But I kind of just interpreted. Yeah, I just kind of interpreted it. Oh my god, I kind of interpreted. My spin on it was that I would take one giant meal at the end of the day. So pretty much I would have just an absolute fuck off dinner. Like I would just go to Tesco's or supermarket and basically just eat whatever the hell I wanted. And as it turned out, that kind of led to rapid weight loss, because I couldn't eat my required calories, obviously, within that one meal. It did come off really fast, and I think, I don't know I don't know what the quality of the cup was like. I did definitely get leaner, and I made my target. I got to 93.5 kilos or 94 kilos the week of the competition. It's kind of hard. I wish I kept like more detailed notes on it. But I think I was losing something like 2 to 3 kilos a week fairly easily. And towards the end of the cut, I think it was like 99, 95. So 95 when I was like 100 to 97. I was kind of falling off a little bit too fast, so I actually ended up eating junk food as my main meals, just to try as an attempt to try and keep the weight up. So obviously, as you can tell, it's probably not the most nutritionally sound cut that anyone's ever done. But I actually managed to gain strength when I was doing it. What program was I using at the time? I need to think, but I think I was doing the kind of that Ed Cohen's inspired routine that I used for quite a while. It was like 1 time a week training. You'd go 3 sets of 10 at 75% of your predicted RM, 3 sets of 8 or 78%, yada yada. It's up on the old Cast Iron Strength blog. I think it's been linked on All Things Gym. It kind of knocks around the internet. It's one of the more well-known, if any of my stuff is well-known, one of the more well-known calculators I've put together. But yeah, that was a very good program. That was a program I used for like best parts of 2 years. It's a program that took me from like 195 to 210 on the bench. Took me up to 250 in the squat, like a legit 250, and I got my deadlift up to about 290. So it did work. Like I gained strength on all of my lifts. Yeah, I think in training I was doing, I might be getting confused here, but yeah, I think in training I was doing like reps at like 210 squat, reps at 220 squat, and like 3s at them. I actually ended up at the actual comp, I ended up not doing as well as I would have liked. I think the water cut kind of fucked me, because I came in weighed in at the day at like 93.8 or something like that, and so I needed to sit in a sauna and like cut the last kilo with water. I kind of freaked out a little bit as well. Like one of the biggest, mistake, by far the biggest mistake was not having scales available that week. So I was kind of yahooing it for the last bit. So I ended up like doing it like a fast the day beforehand. That fucking sucked. I had like I did like about 400 or 500 grams of sandwich meat and stopped drinking water like somewhere about 7 o'clock. I came in and I was still over. I was like 938. Which could have been avoided if I had scales with me the entire time. I would have known, like I would have been able to be a lot more accurate with like the quantities of water, quantities of food that I needed to not have to make weight. But yeah, I think the fast the day beforehand combined with the actual dehydration ended up, and certainly the squats been absolutely terrible. I think I missed 220. I think I initially planned to go. I think I went 230, 240, 245 or something. I think I planned to finish on a 245 squat, and I ended up failing at 227. I think on the day. I put that purely down to the dehydration and not the weight loss. Because I did a 242 in the gym 5 days after that the competition, and it was reasonably easy as well. So I think if I got my cut a bit better, I certainly would have hit that 245. Bench press, I think I was aiming for 190. Ended up with like a terrible 180, like bonded down in my chest. When I was warming up for bench, when I was warming up for squat, I knew it was in shit. Because I think it was 210 was like. I think it was before. I think 170 is when I knew something was up. Because I think I was planning to open at 225. I think 225 or 230. I think was my planned opener, and I did 170. I started seeing stars. I was like, fuck. This is not a great time or place. And if you ever see the watch the video back, you'll see I'm not. I normally tend like to be a bit more kind of aggressive and a bit more confident when I'm around the platform and look a bit sheepish, and that's because I knew I'd fucked up the cut. So I ended up going 222, 180, and I think 260 in the deadlift. The deadlift I think was aiming for 280, so I was well short on that. So I was put in with the kind of the heavier flight with my open arm nominated lifts, and my plan was to beat the nominated lifts, and of course that never came to fruition. So I think with a bit more of an intelligent cut, with a bit more of what I would change would be the back end of it. I certainly would bring a pair of scales with me, and I would probably be more meticulous with the last kind of 3-4 kilos, and maybe done them a bit slower. I think it was a 12 or 16 week cut. I think if I was to do it again, I would use IF again because it worked great. But once I got to like 96, then I would start becoming. I kind of moved to a more regimented sort of diet where I would eat more regularly, and I get into that habit, and I would just take the last 4 kilos off pretty slowly, like maybe a kilo a week, and then like leave. It's kind of hard not to leave a water cut, but I would probably leave like 500 grams of water cut or something like that, or a kilo of a water cut required. Ideally would not have a water cut, but I think you're coming from, you dropping like nearly 20 kilos, you're going to have to do a water cut at some stage. It's not really feasible not to. As regards to maintaining strength, I think IF worked really well because I felt like I was still eating what I wanted to psychologically. I felt like I was eating a lot of food. I managed to get like a lot of carbs in, a lot of fats in, just a lot of food really, a lot of large volumes. And I felt my training didn't really suffer. I think I had a pretty good training up to. I think I had a really good training cycle up to that competition. I just the last couple of days just fucked me in the end. I think because I felt at the back end of the comp, I felt ludicrously strong in the gym. Just maybe not what you really want. You want to feel ludicrously strong on the platform. Bring a pair of scales with you. Be more precise at the back end. But yeah, IF worked really well. And as regards training, I'd say train within yourself. Don't do things like rep outs. Don't do things like heavy singles, like daily heavy singles or some crap like that, where like it needs to be judged. You need to undercook yourself in the gym if you're cutting a lot of weight, and deliberately undercook yourself and just use volume accumulated through the week to actually make the strength gains and make the progress. It's the only way that it's kind of going to go smoothly. Because the reason being, it's more the psychological aspect. If you're doing rep outs and you're doing heavy weights or heavy singles, then you're going to put yourself under a lot of taxing. You're going to put yourself in fatigue, but more importantly, you're going to put yourself in that scenario where you're actually seeing your frailty. You're seeing that, wait a minute, I'm getting X amount of reps on this weight when I used to be able to do this, but you've lost like 7-8 kilos, so that's always going to be the case. So the best way to maintain strength is to undercook yourself during the cut. And we're probably going to leave it there because I want to go get some breakfast. Thanks very much for the question, Faz, and I'll be back after I get some food for the next question. Thanks very much. When the sins of my father lay down in my soul, and the pain of my mother